Hello, and welcome to Appleton Engaged. I'm your host, Timber Smith, DEI coordinator for the City of Appleton.
And I'm Neenah, the communications manager for the City of Appleton.
And Appleton Engaged is a podcast that explores the many people, organizations, and resources that make our community a great place to live, work, and play. So whether you're a longtime resident or just getting to know Appleton, join us as we learn more about our community together.
Today we have another significant organization which helps children realize their potential and build their futures. So can you just introduce to our new guest?
Yes, we got a fantastic guest. That's right. Once again, this week's guest is Jaime Kriewaldt, Chief Executive Officer of Big Brothers Big Sisters of East Central Wisconsin. Hey, Jaime.
Hi, Timber. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for spending some time with us. Are you ready to jump in?
I am.
Okay. Jaime, can you please tell us about yourself and your association with Appleton and the Fox Cities region?
Yes, been born, raised pretty much in the Fox Valley region area. Currently, my husband and my two daughters, we live in Greenville. My daughters go to Hortonville School District. I've been in the youth serving organizations for over 20 years, which is hard to believe. It's been that long. You know, I'm involved in a lot of other service organizations, part of Neenah Rotary, been in Leadership Fox Cities, part of the Nonprofit Leadership Initiative Program Committee. So really my whole life has been in the area.
You've been part of all of the things.
Yeah, exciting too. You know, we have a really great community, and I just enjoy learning about all the different resources and opportunities that we have.
Well, we are fantastically resource rich. And what's even better is we're going to get to learn about your resource today,
Yes.
which is awesome. So can you please share a little bit, or please share all of it about your resource today?
Yeah, so Big Brothers Big Sisters of East Central Wisconsin, our mission is to create and support one-to-one mentoring relationships that ignite the power and promise of youth. So, you know, what does that, really encompass is our approach is about putting youth in the center of an ecosystem and surrounding them with resources, experiences, opportunities that allow them to empower themselves to build those connections, build those relationships, and eventually those essential life skills that they need to when they venture out of high school or, venture into adulthood.
So Big Brothers Big Sisters has been around forever, right? Or at least it's as long as I remember.
Yeah, I mean, our agency has been here for about 56 years, so
Wow.
coming up to 60 years. And across, we're nationwide, we're the number one largest youth mentoring organization. So
Oh, wow.
a lot of great work.
I did not know that. And so I think what's different today than what people stereotypically may think of when they think of Big Brothers Big Sisters, right? Because when I think of it, I remember when I was in school, and it was one of those things like, it was like, and there was, I also want to say, I almost feel like maybe there's a little stigma associated with it, in the sense like people are always thinking it's like this single parent family kind of situation going on, and some person making time to spend time with them. What are we getting with that? What am I getting right, and what am I getting wrong?
I think you got a lot right there. Yes. I feel like one of the coolest things about our program, and really what makes it magical, is it's just ordinary people making connections and building relationships. You know, you were spot on. I think there is this misconception that it is kids with maybe difficult backgrounds, and at the end of the day, we serve all kinds of kids, very diverse backgrounds. Some kids are living in poverty, some are faced with trauma, but I would argue that every single kid, no matter what your background is, you can benefit so much from having an adult person in your life beyond your parents. what's really cool about our bigs and our mentors is there's not a power dynamic. So it truly is about a relationship. And our bigs get as much out of it as the littles do. They're part of each other's lives, which again, I think is one of the most magical things, especially over the last couple of years. That social connection has really affected all of us, especially our kids. And this is where our program can really help kids just see other opportunities and see what else is out there. So it's pretty powerful.
I'm loving this terminology of bigs and littles. Like there's a connection there.
There is.
That's awesome.
So with other organizations around, because we did a lot of interviews like Boys and Girls and YMCA, what makes your organization different from all these, which provides similar kind of structure? But what makes you different from the other ones?
I would go back to it's that one-to-one relationship. It is connecting youth with these volunteers. These volunteers are not getting paid. You don't have to pay to be part of our program. It's truly connecting people, and it's that one-to-one. And the impact that these mentors and bigs have in the littles or the youth's life, it's lifetime. Like they're impacting them for the future. Like we hear stories all the time about, our agency, we can only serve youth up till the age of 18 as of now, but we hear stories all the time about they become part of each other's lives. So they're at each other's weddings or at graduations. So again, it's just that lifetime connection.
How do you match the bigs and the littles, right? Because there's got to be something where, there's probably some type of process or a thoughtfulness to the matching.
Yes, you're right. It's not simply just like, oh, here's a child and here's an adult. We really take it seriously because we want the relationship to be successful. So we do interviews. So we will interview the volunteers. We will interview the youth. And when I say interview, it's more about let's get to know what your interests are, what is the opportunities and experiences that you want to get out of having a big in your life. And from the big, what can you share with your little? So once we do all of our process, we look at those interests, we look at what they want to get out of the relationship, and then it's very intentional. So right now we have 95 youth on our waiting list, and we know we could probably triple that tomorrow. But it's not just if you're number 2 on the waiting list, you don't just automatically get matched because again, it's about that relationship. When you talk about basic needs, relationships and social connection is a basic need. So we want to make sure that we are making the best match that we can make.
Absolutely. That's facts. What does an outing look like if you're big and you're getting a little, because I'm not going to lie, I personally feel like I would be more nervous than my little might be to go take the little out. And I'm like, man, I hope I'm like cool enough or fun enough. Like I'm almost sweating just thinking about it right now. And I'm not even a big. So what do outings look like, or what do bigs and littles decide to do?
Yeah, so mentorship does carry this big word, and it sounds like it's a big responsibility, but it really takes little. It can be as easy as going to a coffee shop. It can be going fishing. So it's really, as a volunteer, you're involving that little in stuff that you're already doing. It can be going grocery shopping together. It can be just taking a walk and talking during that walk. We also, as an organization, will offer what we call match activities every month. So it could be anywhere from, we were supposed to go ice skating 2 days ago, but the weather didn't allow that. But it can be going to a herd game. It can be just coming to our office and doing cookie decorating. Our matches love doing cookie decorating. We have an annual picnic every year out at the Tim Bratler Stadium. So again, it seems like it would be a lot, but you're just doing everyday normal stuff together.
Is there a goal of each meeting? Because I believe when the mentorship happen, it doesn't happen on the first day. It happens gradually because when the relationship gets deepened and that there's a trust in the relationship. So how does that looks like? I mean to say, do you train the volunteers or like how you go stage after stage?
Another aspect that I feel is what makes our program unique is every match has a program coordinator. So that program coordinator is checking in with the volunteer, with the youth, with the parent or the guardian, and they're having those kind of conversations. You're right. It's just like any other relationship. There's the developmental stages of a relationship. So we help guide those conversations. We do provide trainings for our volunteers that they, depending on maybe what their youth might be facing that time, or maybe they just want to learn a little bit more. So we do provide that as well. But having that one person that they know they can go to ask questions, to help them navigate that relationship is, I think, another really special part of our program.
So my follow-up question would be like, once you understand and identify the area where this child or the teenager wants to get in, do you connect them to further resources to kind of expose him more or her more to these capabilities he or she has?
Yes, thank you for reminding me that. Our main mission is that one-to-one mentoring, but we are also a connector for the bigs, for the littles, and for the families. So we have lots of teen matches right now where they're starting to talk about, okay, what does my life look like after I graduate? And whether it's they want to go into the trades, how do we connect them to the Fox Valley Tech? Or we actually have a big who works at Plexus, and he initiated a tour of Plexus. So we had a bunch of our teen matches be able to go to Plexus and learn all about what that business does. So definitely connecting those resources. What else I think we have the honor of doing is we're at the table with these families. So when our team is checking in with them on a regular basis, we really become part of their lives, and we get to hear some of the struggles that they may be facing, and then we help connect them to the resources, because it can be a little intimidating when you're in a situation and you may not always know where to go, but they trust our team, and so then we connect them with all of the wonderful resources in the Fox Valley.
That's amazing.
So how many children are we serving?
So last year we had 414 youth that were in a one-to-one mentoring relationship. And then we also have this other large number of youth. It fluctuates between, it's usually around 100 that we have what are on our waiting list. So we also serve those youth, whether it's having activities specifically for them, connecting them to other resources. We want to make sure while they're waiting for that special adult to come into their lives that they have a sense of belonging, that they feel like they're part of our organization. Because unfortunately, some of the youth are waiting sometimes up to a year before they're matched. So again, keeping them connected in some way.
So we don't have enough volunteers?
No, we are always looking for more volunteers. And I think the other maybe misconception is we are able to really be innovative with the way that mentoring can happen. It's not like maybe it was 10 years ago. So most people think of Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and it's our community-based mentoring. So that's when you're out together, you're exploring the community. But we also have site-based programs. So maybe you want to kind of ease into mentoring. You can be what we call a big in school. So you can meet your little right at their school, have lunch with them. It's in a more structured environment. We have high school bigs, which is one of my favorite programs. We have high school students who are mentoring middle school and elementary students.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So not only are they being a role model, but they're learning some leadership development. They're learning, maybe some career opportunities. And then we also have workplace mentoring, where we partner with different companies and a school, and we bring the youth right to the company. So it's a great opportunity for companies to get their employees engaged. And sometimes it doesn't feel as intimidating if you're like, well, I'm going to just hang out with my fellow colleagues. We're going to hang out with some kids. So that's also a really unique program to us. And then this school year, we started a new program called Bigs with Badges. So we partner with the Oshkosh Police Department, and the Oshkosh law enforcement are the bigs. So they meet their littles right at the school. And it's been really unique to see youth be able to see our law enforcement maybe in a more positive way than they have in other situations. So we can really make it work to meet the needs of the youth and to help meet the needs of the adults and want to get them more engaged. But yeah, we're always looking for more volunteers.
I'm not gonna lie, you had me at fishing and herd games. I could see that. I could see that. Okay. Can you please share a story with us at this time that'll help us and the Appleton Engaged listeners understand the impact of Big Brothers Big Sisters?
Yeah, the one story that comes to my mind, and I'm really the lucky one. I get to hear all of these stories. Our bigs are amazing, but one specific match, they've been matched for about 6 years, and when they first became part of each other's lives, the youth was not as engaged, was more wanting to stay at home, play video games. I'm not saying anything is wrong with video games, but wasn't kind of experiencing other ways to get connected at school and get involved in the community. And through their match over the 6 years that they've been together, the big was really able to encourage this youth to just see things a different way and to be more open to experiencing. We're always like, you don't know until you try. And after them being together for 6 years, this youth has now been in football, been in track. He knows what he wants to do after school. And his mom has even shared with us that she's seen a change in just his attitude and being more open to other possibilities, to being more open to just share what his interests are and what he wants to do. So again, it's just those little things that you may not always see right away, but you're going to see the impact in the future. It's really that long-term impact.
So who do you primarily serve? What are the age groups we are talking about?
We serve 6 to 18 years old. Most of our youth are 6 to 12, but our average age of the youth that we serve is 12. And we serve out of Gamey County, Calumet, Wapaka, and Winnebago.
And is there any cost involved in this service?
No, it's completely free to be part of our program, and we are very fortunate to be a community-funded organization. So all the funds raised here stay right here in our community.
And how do you apply? Is it going to the school district, or any individual family can ask for help?
Yes, anybody can apply. We do get a lot of referrals from school or other organizations, but a lot of times it is a parent or a guardian just reaching out and saying, I know my child could benefit from having another adult in their lives.
Is it always just a purse that applies, or sometimes is there I'm thinking almost like a family dynamic or a set of adults who are like, yeah, we'll do that maybe as a team.
Yes.
Does that ever happen?
Yeah, so we you can be a mentor as an individual, but you can also what we call a big duo. So it could be a partner, two partner coming together. It could be aunt and a niece coming together. So there is opportunities where two people can be like, you know what, we want to mentor a kid. Let's do it together. One really cool story is we had a big duo where one of the mentors was a big sister, and then the other mentor was the little sister at one point, and then they came together, and now they're being a mentor to a little together. So it's almost like that pay it forward.
Oh my God, that's so good.
She knew how much that mentor impacted her life, and she wanted to be part of a youth's life, and then they did it together. So it is pretty cool to see.
No, that's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Are there any upcoming initiatives, events, or engagement opportunities for community members?
Yeah, we have our fundraisers, like all the other nonprofits and organizations in the region. We every October we have our Dream Big Gala, and this is, like most other galas, but what I love about ours is every year we do what we call Bigs of the Year. So we are able to recognize the big. So it's our opportunity to tell our story, but also to recognize the bigs and the time and the support that they're giving. Every spring, we have a Bowl for Kids' Sake event. So what I love about our Bowl for Kids' Sake is anybody can bowl. You don't have to be a great bowler. It's just fun to hang out with your friends and family and support a good mission.
Is there anything community can do? I understand they need to apply as volunteer, but anything else they can do, like donate or support the organization?
Yes, always donations. But I think the other thing that I would love to share with all of our listeners is even if maybe now the time isn't right for you to be a mentor, but maybe you know somebody in your life that you're like, that person would be a really great mentor, just share about our organization and maybe encourage them. We also have what we call it Be a Big for a Day. So if there's any companies out there, any professional groups, any service clubs that are looking to do something with youth, you just let us know and we will get an activity. And then that's a great way to involve our kids who are on the waiting list. So there's that. And like many other nonprofits, we're a small team, so we also have opportunities for those individuals who, again, maybe being a mentor isn't the right time, but want to just come in and help us do special little projects. There's that opportunity as well.
So that brings to my next question to you, because I'm kind of curious about it. Sometimes, all the professionals who want to help these kids might not have the time to go in person. Is there a way people can organize online or virtual couple of sessions to connect the kids with the mentors, and then maybe down the line they can go and meet in personal settings?
Yes, we can make that work, but I think from what we've learned from COVID is we try to do some of that virtual matching, but it's hard. It's hard to make that personal connection sometimes, that virtual. So again, we can be very flexible, and if that's something that we need to do for a short time frame, we can do it. But eventually, we really want the individuals to be in person and have that personal connection.
That makes a lot of sense.
So who can the people contact? Because, after this conversation, I already hear Appleton just saying, hey, I can be a big brother, a big sister. So how do we make that happen?
Yeah, so our website, which is www.bbbsecw.org. We're on all the social media platforms. Also, just giving us a call at our office, which is 920-739-3542.
At this time, is there any additional information that you would like to share that we didn't get around to asking a question about?
Going back to mentorship being this, big word and people maybe not thinking it is a big responsibility. Mentorship doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to have a certain background. You don't have to have a certain degree. Kids don't expect you to be perfect. They just need you to be present. And that's what I would really encourage everybody just to think about. And I would also bet that every single one of us have had somebody in our lives that helped us. And maybe it wasn't official in like a Big Brothers Big Sisters program, but we've all had a mentor that kind of pushed us or challenged us. So maybe it's just time to do that for somebody else. So I think that's for sure something. And mentorship continues to be, in my opinion, the best tool that we have to bridge that gap between people and possibility. And now more than ever, our kids need and they deserve that village that comes together and gives them the resources and those experience that they need.
So time for shout out.
Yeah.
So are you ready?
I'm ready. So, of course, my first shout out is to all of our bags out there. They really are the unsung heroes. Again, I get to come and just tell about the impact that they're doing. So I want to thank them for their time, their dedication, and their support. I also would like to thank our board of directors and our team. They show up every single day, no matter what the challenge is to make sure that those kids are receiving the village that they deserve. And then, of course, to all of our funders, our donors, our sponsors, for believing in the power of mentorship and for believing in that our kids deserve a better future.
Jaime, thank you for spending time here on Appleton Engage and sharing about this very, very essential, important resource.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity and for being able to share about Big Brothers Big Sisters and for all the other podcasts that you do and making sure that everybody in the region knows how great of a community we live in, and there's tons of resources out there.
Yes, and thank you. At this time, we're going to start wrapping up this episode. So Appleton Engage listeners, I just want to say thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for giving us your minds and your ears. Thank you for caring enough about this community that you wanted to learn about another amazing resource that's available for us, that's making us better, making us a more welcoming community, helping us create these spaces where we can all belong. As you know, we are a work in progress. We are on our way to trying to become the best podcast in the Northeast region, and we need your help to do that. So how do you help? Well, it's not hard. Please reach out to us. Let us know how we can be better. Tell us what you think we should be doing. Come be a guest. Come recommend a guest. Either or, we'll take both, and that is how we become better. Well, the other thing that we need you to do, you're not off the hook yet. No, not yet. What we need you to do is while you're listening to this podcast, take a moment and press the subscribe button. And while you're at it, if you take just a few more moments, go ahead and just fill out a review about Appleton Engage, good, bad, or indifferent. What this does is it improves our analytics, and better analytics means that more eyes and more ears learn about this amazing, amazing podcast.
I hope with this episode, all the listeners will take some time out of their busy life to make a difference in the life of another youth, because youth is definitely our future and we all have those few hours we can donate to make a significant impact in a child's life. With that being said, thank you so much, Jaime, for coming here and sharing all the wonderful thing the organization is doing in the region. Until next time, stay thoughtful, stay curious, and stay engaged.